A retelling of Matthew 27, 3-8. Then Judas, the informer, saw that Jesus was going to be executed and was filled with remorse, repented, and brought the 30 pieces of silver back to the inquisitors. I have sinned. I have been soiled with innocent blood. And they replied, that's not our problem. That's on you. So Judas threw the coins at their altar, ran into a field, tied a noose around his neck, and hanged himself. The inquisitors could not put that blood money back into their treasury, so they bought the field to turn it into shallow graves for the dispossessed, the outsider, and the disappeared, and they called it amongst themselves the Field of Blood. Judas is the patron saint of the Church of America, or at least the white church in America, or at least he should be. For Judas has the courage that our church has not yet had. Judas had the spirituality that we do not yet have, which is to see how much blood is on our hands, how much we have been stained for greed and for profit and for domination. And Judas threw those coins away at their altar. And we must have the same courage to throw the coins away at the altar. The altars of capitalism, the altars of imperialism, the altars of domination, the altars of colonization. And Judas went into that field and died and finally became one with the dispossessed and the disappeared. And we must go and become one with the dispossessed and the disappears. We must die to our wealth and power and prestige, and we must die to our ego so we can see that the world is one. And the world is oppressed, and it is our call to be with the oppressed and to rise with them and to follow their lead and to be lifted up. So as we die in that field, may we be lifted up by God. For every time that our ancestors have oppressed others, we have taken those 30 pieces of silver. And every time we've failed to challenge it, we have taken those 30 pieces of silver. When we landed on these shores and stole the land from the indigenous people, and we massacred them, and we spread plague, and we forced them from their homes, we took the 30 pieces of silver. When we went to Africa and we enslaved the people, kidnapped them, brought them to the shores, made a chattel class of people and told them that they were enslaved and they were less than, we took 30 pieces of silver and human misery to fuel our profit in our empire. When we promised starvation wages to the undocumented worker and deport them before payday, we take the 30 pieces of silver. And when we made Donald Trump a white supremacist, a casino tycoon, a man enslaved to his own power, ego, and privilege and wealth, we made him an anointed one and called him Cyrus returned and a liberator, as opposed to calling him the concubine of Babylon, which he is. We took the 30 pieces of silver. We have so much blood on our hands. We need to discard those coins. We need to return again. Friends, may God lift us up and show us the way to liberation, and may we repent and return and pledge our lives to atonement.